Hey kids, it's Grammar Monday. Our learning intention today is we are learning to identify and use direct speech in texts. Your success criteria is I can recognise when direct speech is used in a text, and I can write an example of direct speech when writing my own news article texts. Direct speech. What is it? Why use it in your writing? Direct speech is where a writer records the exact words spoken by another person. When you do this, you use speech marks, otherwise known as talking marks, to show what has been said. In news articles, we use the third person to record the person speaking. Direct speech makes the article much more interesting.
Using speech marks. Before we look at speech marks, let's quickly review direct and indirect speech. Indirect speech tells the idea of what a person said. The exact words are not given. For example, the girl said that she is tired. Direct speech tells the exact words that were said. For example, I am tired, said the girl. In comics, direct speech is shown using speech bubbles. These visual representations let us know what is said and who said it. In other texts, such as narratives, reports, and newspaper articles, speech bubbles are not used. Instead, speech marks are. Speech marks are also known as quotation marks, and they look like this, or they can look like this. Just like speech bubbles, speech marks are used to show exactly what was said. Anything inside a set of speech marks is the direct speech. Here are some examples. Open your books, instructed the teacher. Let's go to the beach, said Sam. Within a sentence, the direct speech can go at the beginning, like this, or it can go at the end, like this. Sam said, "Let's go to the beach." Notice that no matter which order, a comma separates the direct speech from the person talking. There is a slight difference, however. If the direct speech is at the beginning of the sentence, the comma goes inside the speech marks. If the direct speech is at the end of the sentence, the comma is placed outside the speech marks. Direct speech begins with a capital letter, even in cases such as this, where the direct speech is in the middle of the sentence. Where direct speech ends a sentence, the full stop is placed inside the speech marks. This is the same for question marks and exclamation marks, as long as it is the direct speech that contains the question or exclamation. If the order is changed and the direct speech begins the sentence, these punctuation marks still go inside the speech marks. In these cases, the comma that normally separates the direct speech from the speaker is left out. Have a go at punctuating the following sentences. Be careful. One sentence has indirect speech, which means that it won't need speech marks. The sentences that do have direct speech will need speech marks and possibly some other punctuation. Pause here while you work. The first sentence. Here is the direct speech. Let's add in our speech marks. Then we need to add a capital letter to the beginning of the direct speech. Finally, a comma is needed between the speaker and the direct speech. The second sentence. Here's the direct speech, and so our speech marks go here. There is a question in the direct speech, and so we must use a question mark, and it must go inside the speech marks. A comma isn't needed because of the question mark. The third sentence. There is no direct speech in this sentence. Because it's indirect speech, no speech marks are needed. The last sentence. Here's the direct speech, and so our speech marks go here. A capital letter is already starting the direct speech, but we do need a comma. It goes inside the speech marks after in. Remember, if you use someone else's words in your writing, use speech marks. EasyTeaching.net.
Let's find out more about speech marks. Have a look at the photo on this slide. Have a think about what the people could be saying to each other. What could they be talking about? I've made up some examples of direct speech that could be happening. I had a look at the characters in the photo and had a think about what they might be saying to each other. Great work, Karen, Mr. T declared. Thanks, mate, Karen exclaimed. Toby asked, How did you do that? Laura said, That's the best work I've seen today. Rod whispered, I want to try making that too. All of those things could have been happening with the characters in the photo. Let's try making our own direct speech now. It's going to be my turn. We're going to use our holiday headings from our brainstorm session in week 1, when you wrote down all those great headlines about what you did on the holidays. Here are some of my holiday brainstorming headlines, and I'm going to have a try at writing one line of direct speech for each. A trip to the beach, son kicks a booming goal at the park, awesome coffee at the cafe, and brilliant new cricket bat from Rebel Sport. I'm thinking about what happened when I did those events and what were some of the conversations that were going on between me and the people involved. Also, some of the things that people said. My turn. Direct speech. These are my goes. For a trip to the beach, the water looked cold, he shouted. Son kicks a booming goal at the park. Stu exclaimed, What a great goal! Awesome hot drinks at the cafe. That is delicious, Mum said. Brilliant new cricket bat from Rebel Sport. That's the bat I want, Mac said. Now it's your turn. Using your holiday headlines brainstorm page, see if you can think of one line of direct speech for each headline, or at least 4 of them, like I have. Remember, have a go and try your best, and there is no wrong answer. Once you've finished, share your direct speech with someone else. Good luck.